Next thing, big free agents here from the Raiders. They signed Chandler Jones to a really good 3-year contract.
3 for 51, I think.
Even at his age, just like Von Miller, I'm fine with the long-term contracts because they're still producing. You front load them in case they decide to retire or you need to move on.
Chandler Jones had 5 sacks in his first game last year. So.
Yeah. Chandler Jones, he's so good. He's still so good. He's one of those guys. Everybody's like, the Patriots release their players right before they fall off. Chandler Jones is one of those guys maybe you should have kept.
Yeah.
He's so good. So I'm glad. He was unhappy at the Cardinals last year. He asked for a trade and they did not honor it. We'll get into another player that's having that situation later on. But one player that did ask for a trade and received it happened to also go to the Raiders. Breaking news. Just as we were recording this, just like last week, breaking news happened, Khalil Mack, while we were recording. Breaking news. Davante Adams has been traded to the LV Raiders for 2 picks, 2 prime 2022 picks.
You think an elite wide receiver is worth a first and a third, and then they get a late round pick back? That's typically they usually get a 5th or a 6th back.
It sounds like it'll be just a first and second with nothing in return.
Yeah, so so you think you get an elite receiver and a 5th or 6th for a first and a third. That's what Percy Harvin got. That's what Stephon Diggs got.
Well, unless it's DeAndre Hopkins and it's D-Hop and a 5th for a second.
And we'll take a washed up running back. They got over that value, so that's a good trade for the Packers.
And Packers had no choice because Davante Adams was willing to sit out the whole year without playing if he had to.
Yeah. So
for those who don't know, Aaron Rodgers reportedly knew about this. One insider said he knew about this during his own negotiations, that he was re-signing to a team that was planning on moving Adams. One insider reported that he was not informed until Wednesday. Either way, apparently Aaron Rodgers did know about this. So before you jump out saying, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to retire now," Aaron Rodgers is gonna, Aaron Rodgers is probably upset and sad, especially because I think they tendered Alan Lazard, so he sounds like he'll be back. They can use one of those picks. It's a very, very good wide receiver class. It's just whether or not the Packers are willing to actually draft a wide receiver. That's really all it is. If they're willing to actually draft a wide receiver, they should be fine. You're not going to get a Davante Adams. Yeah. But you still have Aaron Rodgers. You still have 2 amazing running backs. You have a great tight end. Did they re-sign Tunyon? I'm not sure. Anyway,
no, I think he's still a free agent.
I think he's still a free agent. They'll get him back, I'm sure.
There's still tight ends out there. So
yeah. So they lost Davante, but if Aaron Rodgers is really one of the best quarterbacks of all time, he should be fine. The Raiders had to do something.
They did.
The Broncos are loading up. The Chiefs are already good. The Chargers are loaded up. That division is the best in football, and it is not close.
Yeah, 100%.
It might not have been that way 2 years ago. You might not have felt that way. You might not have felt that way even last year. There is no doubt.
Just a slugfest now.
Those games are going to be must-watch television.
They're going to beat each other up.
Every AFC West game, we say this now, one of these teams might just end, the Broncos. Russ might just fall off a cliff and just be a flop. You never know. Herbert might regress. Obviously, some things might happen. Mahomes might. One of these guys might get hurt. One of these guys might just not live up to expectations. You never know. But as of right now, every one of those games is getting flexed to prime time. Every single one of those games is going to be every AFC West game. And that division winner is going to win the division at 8-1.
They're gonna take the Packers off Sunday Night Football now.
Yeah.
Put in an AFC game.
Absolutely. They will do that sort of thing. Oh my gosh. That division is going to be so great. And
Roger Goodell, how come we have how come we're playing on multiple Thursday night games? Why is this? I thought we only played one. Well, AFC West.
AFC West, you kind of got to.
You did it to yourselves.
I would not be surprised to see the winner of that division have 10 wins. And not because the division is bad, but because
everyone else has 10 wins too.
Everybody else has 10 wins, and every time they go up against each other, each one of them goes 1-1 throughout their whole series.
Yeah,
they're all 1-1 against each other. So awesome. The person people I feel worse about, even though they just got Davante Adams, I still feel terrible for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they're not quite to the other teams level. Like they're
right.
not. I mean, Davante Adams is game changer himself.
I mean, you say he's the best wide receiver in football. Most people believe he's the best wide receiver in football. No matter who you have at quarterback, that's going to help you out. That's why people think Kyler's so good, because he has D-Hop.
What happened when D-Hop went
What happened when D-Hop left? Derek Carr, when he lost his weapons, was still producing.
Here's what would it be like if Kyler did our podcast.
Guys? Oh, man. Yeah, I feel bad for the Raiders, but, I think the way they are, the attitude of the city, the attitude of the players, they're going to compete. And
they always compete, yeah.
Obviously, that division, I want to pick the Chiefs, but
you don't know, yeah.
Yeah, you don't know.
Here's the thing. The Raiders from an offensive standpoint look pretty good.
Yeah,
right? Like they got a top 10 running back, they got a top 4 tight end, they got a top 2 receiver. So I don't know. Like offensive wise, they got good pieces. But
I'm gonna be rooting for the Raiders division.
I think so too.
They might not be the ones that we see make the playoffs at the end, but that's the team that I'm rooting for.
Sure,
I want them to win.
Just when the game is on the line and you've got 4 downs to score a touchdown and you're in the red zone, like make sure Waller's out there and you.
Yeah, try to give it to Waller. If Waller can come back and be healthy, you got Waller, you've got Renfro, you've got Adams.
Yeah.
Man, that team's good. That team is good. You got Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Yeah, draft a couple of linemen and make sure you can get your defense better, man. Like, just make that defense better.
Yeah.
You got Chandler Jones, so.
Chandler Jones, that'll help.
God, let's go Raiders, man. Let's go Raiders.